Hey guys, it's Throwback Thursday and I'm trying to give you guys lots of content, answer a lot of your questions the best I can, whether it's about the wig game, clothes, waist training, yada, yada, yada. So if you haven't followed me on YouTube, please hit subscribe. If you're not following me on TikTok or IG, please hit that follow button because I'm just going to take you there on, everything that's happening in life. Okay, so this quick little video is just an update on waist training. I've seen this question a couple of times about waist training while you're on your cycle. So I am currently on my cycle, and this is actually it's one of my bad days, right? So I've still chosen, this is my second time waist training on my cycle, and I think I'm over 40 something days into waist training consistently. So some people are asking, should they waist train on their cycle? Ladies, that's going to be completely up to you. I had to do it because within 2 weeks of waist training, I got my period. And so here's the thing. They want you to be consistent for at least the first 30 days to find out if it's going to be the thing for you. And so I felt like I really had to waist train on my period and just try it out. Like I said, I have a medical condition that really makes it that at least for 2 days out of my cycle, like my period is extremely violent. It really is. So it was a tough decision to make, but then I Googled, how can I do this safely? And so here are some of the suggestions that I saw on Google, and I'm just literally going to pass them on to you and then let you know what I chose to do. So some people do not waist train on their cycle. And that's fine. I already told you what position I had to take because my cycle came up very quickly in my first 30 days of waist training. Maybe if it was at the end, maybe I would have taken the 7 days off, but I just chose to power through it. So some of the tips I saw online, and once again, these are not my tips. These are not necessarily tips from a doctor. So if you have any questions, go see your primary physician. If you have any questions on what you think could be good for you, your personal trainer, go to the people that are licensed. I'm just literally just telling you what works for me. So some of the suggestions were, you don't have to waist train on your cycle. So if you're consistent enough with waist training, you could miss those 7 days and be fine, which may very well be what I'll have to do anytime I'm on vacation, because I can't imagine being in desert weather and then having this waist trainer on for 8 hours, but we'll see. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So you don't have to waist train on your cycle if you don't want to. If you choose to, there are some options. The first option is you can waist train for less than 8 hours. So it's recommended that you waist train for 8 hours a day. You can do less than 8 hours, but at least 5 hours. So I could have just put the trainer on for 5 hours and I would have been good to go. That's one of the recommendations, if you want to waist train safely during your cycle. I personally didn't think I needed to do that because waist training, it's a little bit uncomfortable for me, but it's not extremely uncomfortable. So I felt like I could do the 8 hours. So I didn't select that. Another tip is that you can waist train by loosening the trainer, one or two notches. So you give your body room to kind of bloat. I thought this was the best option for me. So this week I have my extender back on my LUXX Curve waist trainer. And the reason being is I finally got rid of the extender, I think 2 weeks ago, and I'm on the first row of the regular waist trainer. So the only way to loosen it during my cycle is I had to add an extender back on and just put it on the tightest one, the tightest row for the extender. So I'm giving myself a bit of room to bloat, but to still be able to stay in waist training form. So yesterday was the first day of my cycle. So I put the extender on, yesterday to give myself that extra room. And honestly, when I took it off, it looked like it normally does, like it was sucking me in or whatever. It wasn't extremely uncomfortable. I definitely made sure I put that hydrocortisone cream on yesterday. I forgot to put it on today, before I apply my clothes and then the trainer. So it was fine yesterday. But today and tomorrow are the worst days in my cycle. So definitely that's when I get to see how waist training is for me with it. So that's another option, that you can just loosen your trainer and still wear it for however long you want to, right? Another option would just be keep your trainer where it's at, and then, but do not tighten it during your cycle. So even if your waist, you think went down like an inch, inch and a half, don't tighten it on your cycle. So I've chosen to do that and loosen it. So I'll loosen it, but I will not tighten this until even if I feel like my waist is a little bit smaller, until I have fully finished my cycle. I like the third and fourth option the best because, like I said, waist training, I want to be as consistent as possible. It's springtime, summer's around the corner. I want to see how much I can get my waist snatched. So I want to stay committed. Like, I'm on this journey and I want to stay committed. So not training during my cycle wasn't an option. One thing you should know about me about the week of my cycle, though, is I will work out. Usually I work out 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. But during my cycle, I will work out on that week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I do not do Thursday and Friday because usually I'm so doubled down in pain that I can't imagine being upside down, and I'm so nauseous and I'm not feeling well. So I also kind of reduce how much I work out during my cycle. And once again, for most of my life, my cycle was really easygoing. And then when I developed some health issues, my cycle was super violent. It used to be violent for 7 days. And then I finally had a surgery to like start to correct the issue. So now it's only violent like on 2 days, right? So that's what works for me. So I want to waist train, but you have the option that you don't have to waist train during your cycle. If you're uncomfortable, just stop doing what you're doing. If you're in pain, oh my God, stop doing what you're doing. And then you have the option where you can wear the trainer for less than 8 hours, but at least 5 hours in order to still have it be somewhat effective is what I've seen. So you can just put it on for 5 hours and take it off, or you can loosen it, like go over a notch and loosen it and give yourself some ability to bloat, or you can just not tighten it during your cycle. So I do 3 and 4. I loosen it. So I'm going to have this extender on until my period's over, and then I'll go back to the regular trainer, and then I'll see if I can even go over one more row, but if I can't, that's fine. But I'm not going to tighten during my period. So I do 3 and 4. So I'm hoping that this is super duper informative for you guys, because I've gotten this question a lot. I've seen this question a lot in my waist trainer group. And once again, this waist trainer is the Perfect Curves waist trainer, and they're traditional from LUXX Curves. A lot of you have waist training questions, and one of the first things I tell you is I'm not selling anything. I'm just trying this out. So far, I'm pretty happy with this company, but I'm still new to waist training and still trying to figure out what's good for my body and what I need to be doing. So if you have waist training questions, shoot me, like inbox me, whatever, send me what the questions are, and I will get back to you. So it's not about, you don't have to choose LUXX. I'm really happy with it, but you definitely want to watch my first 30 days of waist training video, where I talk a little bit about some of the things I was looking for in a waist trainer. And one of it was the support group, where there's a bunch of women that are on the same journey, and it's a private Facebook group, so I'm not selling anything. I'm just literally telling you what to do. And then for all those people who think that, maybe with my yoga, maybe with my waist training, I'm not into body positivity, let me just tell you, I definitely am. No matter what size I am, you guys get all of my melanin, especially in the summertime. I definitely don't tell other people what to do with their bodies, but I'm sharing what I'm doing with my body and what works for me. If that doesn't work for you, if you're uncomfortable, if something makes you sick, if something is just not your thing, then you just don't have to do it. But you don't need to be offended on what I'm doing with my body. Okay, because I'm not offended with what you're doing with your body. I just want to set the record straight, because it seems like every time I try something new in the fitness area, I sometimes get a bit of a backlash. And I guess that's the thing when you are a blogger slash vlogger, and especially for lifestyle, because I cover so many different things, and sometimes people just come at me. This is not the day. If this is not your thing, if this is not what you hear about, sis, scroll past it. Sir, scroll past it. You don't need to comment. You don't need to inbox me with any of that negativity, because I'm just not going to go for it. Okay, I'm from Kingston. I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, and I grew up in northern New Jersey. I don't have no time for it, okay? And I got a slick mouth. So I'm just letting you know, you do what you do over there, and I will do what I do over here. I'm just sharing. And if you have questions, I'm here to guide you. You know what I mean? Like I said, but I'll always say check in with your primary physician, check in with your personal trainer, and then try to learn your body and see what works well for you. So far, this is working well for me, and I'm starting to see results. And that's without dieting. But at some point, I may try to eat a little bit healthier and definitely see if I can, get this body, get my snap back from all this depression and anxiety that has accumulated in my stomach over the years. All right, it's KJM, it's TBT. Let me know how you feel about all of this. And if you have any waist training questions, I've had a couple people check in with me already. Thank you guys for the positive feedback. Thank you guys for the questions. And I love you guys, no matter what size you are. Just feel good in your body. And don't let anybody else tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing to your body. If you want to improve yourself in some sort of healthy manner, then you go ahead and take the steps to do it. Okay? All right. Subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on IG and TikTok. One love, and I'm out. Big shout out to Michelle, my sis in Barbados, my good friend Megan, my freshman year roommate. You guys have been giving me a lot of feedback this week on all my wigs and showing me a lot of support, whether it's publicly or privately, and I so appreciate you guys, all right? And I'm out. Bye, guys. Like, look at this. It looks like I've got, I don't know, gallons of water up in here. I look like I could breastfeed 10 babies at one time, and I'm out.